Hello and welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Dark Sage Walker and I think I finally have everything worked out. So I will explain what I mean by that in just a moment, but let's real quick go over what this run is going to be all about. Which, it's a Sunday, so you should be really not surprised that it's a mystery box episode, so take that for what it's worth. There it is. We're going to carry the Curious Relic Cube up to level 3-1. We're going to drop it at level 3-1 when it has 5 relics, and if you guys can guess at least 2 of those relics, then you'll get to decide the contents of my next open run. So, as for the run itself, I've decided to go for a water cross electricity build. You know, kind of a conjure the storm sort of thing. So everything, because I have high movement speed and evasion chance, I decided to focus everything around either things that work well at close range, or things that allow me to get into close range. So, you know, there you go. And if I could find a way to... See, what I really want from this build is stuff that boosts my critical hit chance. So I'm going to be working towards that end. Pardon me. Just a little on the sleepy side. And yes, we will start at the Thundering Keep just to front load that difficulty. Oh, look who it is at spot number 2. Looks like Freya edged you out at spot number 3, huh, bitch? Alright, so let's explain what I meant by that everything is now working as intended bit. So, I had mentioned a while ago, and this is actually something I was trying to say in the last video, but okay, we'll address the audio problem first. For whatever reason, my mic came unplugged, and I managed to somehow not notice it. So, however that happened, okay, yeah, cool. But it is a problem that has since been rectified. I actually did the smart thing and tested my microphone before I started recording, just to make sure that we weren't going to run into the same problem. Oh yeah, that's right, I am Harvesphere. So as you can tell by how the run is starting, we could definitely use some DPS improvements. Now, ideally, that would come in the form... pardon me. Sorry. Had one of those nights where sleep did not come easily to me, so still working through that. I'm probably going to want to pick that up, but I also want to see what's available from Iris. Alright, so now that my mic is fixed, I can explain to you guys the other thing that happened, which some of you may already be aware of, but for the uninitiated, my hard drive was experiencing issues, and without doing anything about it, it would have eventually just corrupted itself into oblivion. My only issue with taking this is that throughout most of the run, it's either going to be merely okay, or actually not good against Freya. So do I take a risk on this or not? Well, it does solidify my choice to buy this. Now, we will just kind of be hoping to find other critical hit effects to boost that with, but... Alright, so let's not waste time going there. So, with my hard drive slowly kind of petering out into irrelevancy, I needed to do something to fix that, and I figured the best thing to do is instead of just fixing a dying hard drive, which was, I'm not going to say low on space, because that certainly wasn't the case. It's a 2 terabyte hard drive, and I have still about 500 gigs of space to use on it, since I don't buy a lot of AAA games, so, you know, still have plenty of room on it. But I figured it would be better to get myself another hard drive and get work done with that. Oh, if only I could do that without giving up Bouncing Bubble. Oh, why you do this to me? And here's the thing, I could afford 2 spells, but doing so wouldn't necessarily get rid of that problem. I will buy that though. Yay, my aim is tops. Alright, so not a horrible first floor. Not as good as the last run, but I wasn't able to comment on the last run either, so make of that what you will. So like I said, instead of trying to fix the old hard drive, I just figured I'd get a new hard drive and install that alongside the old one. Now, in order to get that to happen, I needed to learn how to install a hard drive. And I had some help thanks to a very good friend of mine in learning how to do that. So that little bit of extra education is going to go a long way, as that's not only did it work right the first time, which I'm honestly rather surprised by, but it also helped boost my confidence when it comes to doing computer repair stuff. And now I kind of feel a little bit justified in trying to make upgrades to my computer without having to, like, call for professional help. Like, that in and of itself could go a long way, and, you know, it's no small thing. Knowing how to work computer hardware is no small task, and the last time I tried to do any computer hardware work was when I set up the Bluetooth receiver on... Dark Sage, it sounds like you need sleep. Yes, you're right, I do. But I told myself I wanted to get up this morning to make this video, and thus here we are. There we go. Okay, that was kind of a bad move on my behalf. You know, let that be a lesson to you. Don't act so recklessly. I do see Wanderer's mechanism down there. That's a good purchase. What are you still doing here? there's nothing there that's all that great. Alright, let's go back and get that Wanderer's mechanism, because that is going to make my Arc Sphere better, and I am always down for that. That's a maybe. I actually have the right setup for the Poem of Fiery Rhyme. Let's just take it. If nothing else, it'll just act as a means to make my Ice Daggers better. And there's another health orb up here. So going back to the hard drive issue, as it turns out, there were a number of things on my original hard drive that, because of the hard drive corruption, were completely inaccessible. Ow. That was my own fault for just rushing in without thinking. Alright, so after examining the map... Ow. That's what you get. Which means the boss room is down here. So on top of just the hard drive itself just being an issue, it was creating the direct problem of there were a number of games on my Steam library that I actually couldn't play because they're on a corrupt part of the hard drive. You can see where that was going to be an issue. Now, that didn't affect this game, but it did affect a number of other games that I play regularly. For example, I couldn't update workshop content for either Dead Cells or Binding of Isaac. And there were other games that I just straight up couldn't play. Like, the number of you may remember that I have quite a love affair with 20XX. And yes, very much looking forward to 30XX. Oh, what have I done to myself? Alright. God, I suck. And yes, I am taking into account the idea that I'm playing while sleepy. Hashtag playing while sleepy. So not only did getting that problem fixed offer me a new lease on the lifespan of my computer, but it also instills me with a new sense. Come on, guys. Oh, come on. God, I hate those guys. Excuse me, could you guys not interrupt all my spells, please? Thank you. Alright, what do I see over here that would be useful? Most useful thing would probably be Frost Fan. Except, I know Freya is coming up, and that just wouldn't do. That'll do the job. So I need to play much more carefully. Not only because I'm sleepy. Ugh, this is the sleepiest mystery box episode I've ever recorded. But also, hey, you want to help me complete that poem of fiery rhyme? Maybe not just be a aloof douchebag? Okay, let's just do what I always do. Alright, looking good. Alright, come on, me. You gotta play it more carefully. Let's wait from the bubbles. And there is something over there. Woof! Somehow made it through that in one piece. Family Seal seems like it would be a good thing to pick up just on the premise of I already have the Wanderer's mechanism. It just seems like it would make good sense. I am going to try to complete the floor to have a little bit more spending money on the next floor. It's also very possible I may need to purchase a healing potion now. Which would be embarrassing, to say the least, but at the same time, remember, hashtag playing while sleepy. That's just going to be my excuse for everything. And if you don't like it, well, I mean, you know... Ugh. I suppose ultimately, no, I didn't have to play while I was sleepy, but I had an idea for a run. Not only that, but I have an idea for a particularly interesting theme run this week. Which, if you'll forgive a little bit of pretentiousness on my part, it's going to be a particularly big theme run, which means that it might not even necessarily be for this week. But more on that later. Alright, I'm gonna take a risk. I'm taking way more damage than I should. So, to finish what I was saying about my computer's hard drive, though, I'm really happy that that problem got solved. I'm even happier that I had help from a good friend to help me work through the details of putting it together. Without that person's help, this might not even be a thing. Because it was only a matter of time until the corruption in that hard drive spread to the point where I wouldn't be able to really record much of anything. Oh, I hate this room so much. Alright, well that's a risk that's probably not going to pay off. Okay, I am in trouble now. But if the person who helped me out, and I know she doesn't post on my Discord very often, but well, I should say she doesn't post on the public Discord server that I built, but she is there, and if you are watching my video, know that I do very much appreciate the time and effort that you put into teaching me how to get this to work. And there we go. I'm gonna make this work one way or another. Sir, I took the first half of the poem of Fiery Rhyme for a reason. You could at least, try to meet me halfway here. There's no real reason. Oh, wait. Yeah, there was no reason to go over there. Okay. What is this? Ominous loan note? Better not. Sorry, I'm trying to take things a little bit slow because I am in danger right now. For those of you wondering if I'm gonna say the thing, no, I'm not gonna say that I went into the danger zone. Oh, hello. Hunter Stiletto. Alright, well, for starters, I need that. Now, that doesn't mean I can rest on my laurels and start acting recklessly now. If I'm gonna make it through this run, I have to play the run like I had originally intended, very carefully. Because this will end up being a failed run if I don't play this the way that I had originally thought I was going to. Oh, hello. Do we have anything of use? I mean, kind of. We have Volt Pinball. That'll be effective against Freya. That, and it's another good get-off-me option, which I think this run is kind of desperately in need of. If you see how many things I have that are just streamlined, just straightforward attacks, yeah, having a good get-off-me option is not going to be a bad thing in this run. smooth. That's exactly what I wanted to have happen there. So, with repaired hard drive, or not repaired hard drive, with new hard drive and a new sense of confidence, we march boldly into the future where I am in danger of losing this run because hashtag playing while sleeping. And it's not the same danger level as driving while texting, but it didn't work. Alright, so we're about to open this mystery box. I really hope we find something that's going to boost my overall DPS, because I'm starting to notice that I'm a little underpowered at the moment. And that could also just be in strong part due to the contents of the run and not just the relics, though. Especially considering that I've barely picked up any relics. Well, let's change that. Remember, the rules of the mystery box. If you can guess at least 2 of the 5 relics that drop, then you get to determine the contents of my next open run. So here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mystery box! Alright, so I see Ancient Fountain Pen, Secret Wildcard, Kasim's Airy Cloak, Emerald Key, and Gloves of Gambit. So, if you guys guessed any combination of 2 of the 5 of those, then you have won my little challenge. Which, admittedly, is going to be more of a challenge for me, because I get the feeling that there's going to be a very interesting run decided using that criteria. And as we had determined last time, combo gloves have a very strangely profound effect on the daggers. And we have a signature charge to blow on Taffy, which ended up not being worth a damn thing. Oh, smooth. Alright, I just might not be strong enough to pull this off. Oh, never mind, there it goes. Wow, Grasping Earth. Sweet, thanks for the bottom tier pickup. Which, some of you may disagree with my assessment of Grasping Earth, but I've yet to make it really work all that well. Okay, so Volt Pinball is doing me quite a bit of good. And if we've learned anything from Gradius, is that you always want to have more options. How did that guy get away with basically taking no damage? Alright, so as it turns out, our run is, because of the Ancient Fountain Pen, is now... Yeah, Ancient Fountain Pen. I thought I said that wrong for a moment. Is now leaning even more heavily into... How come we're not seeing a bouncing bubble upgrade? Like, is Iris just... Does she just hate me? Trick question, I already know the answer to that one. I do like the idea of cascading Blitz, but... I see that Anders is down here. I want to see what he can provide me. I don't appreciate your subtle trickery there, sir. I mean, there's something that'll boost my critical hit rate at least. And tapping gloves will kind of do the same thing. And by kind of, I mean they are pretty much exactly the same thing. More critical hit chances. Which I will take because I have Dice the Nemesis. There's at least one more room I want to visit just so I have a little bit more spending money for the next floor. Here we go. Don't you just love it when a plan comes together? There we go. Alright. That was better. I still took more damage than I wanted, but I mean, at least I didn't completely, wet the bed with that one. Hashtag playing while sleepy. I hate you guys so much. I just want you to understand that. There's a reason why you're not invited to any of my birthday parties. Ow. I mean, I evaded something, so cool. At least something worked out, but... Oh, well, I mean, immediately the tapping gloves had a positive effect there. Alright, I can afford 2 more relics, and if Iris is still super resistant to giving me the bouncing bubble upgrade, then we're going to make a concerted effort to try to pick up... That was my bad. No, I don't just blame everything on my controller, trust me. At some point or another, you have to be willing to take responsibility for the idea that, yes, I am choosing to use this controller, so I should learn its nuances. Even if the nuances are, it registers any tiny little movement as a diagonal. There we go. Oh, finally the bouncing bubble upgrade. Jeez, woman, took you a while. Now, one thing I am going to do, though, is I'm going to wait on picking that up, because if we find Nocturne the Cardist, then we could possibly turn that situation into a severe win. Well, depending on what Arcana we think a severe win would be. So let's wait. Okay, you done messing with me now? We already have kind of a low damage run here. I would rather not have to also go through just being super vulnerable all the time. Okay, where even is the red portal? Okay, I think I've got it. So with the idea that the repairs needed on my computer were indeed critical, hopefully that makes the critical repairs joke hit a little bit more so, because that's what I spent most of the episode talking about. And then just the idea that the audio was, pooped, didn't help anything. Alright, well, I tried to play it smart and then didn't get rewarded for it, so, eh. Similarly though, what else is new? Alright, definitely could have gone better, but at the same time, I'm not overly complaining, just a little annoyed, that's all. Just a little annoyed. And to say the least of which is all the little mistakes that have gone into this run, hashtag playing while sleepy. Yay! Alright. And big-ass fireball. Yay! Do I need big-ass fireball? I don't think it's going to help all that much. Don't do that to me. I swear, if it wasn't for the idea that I was wearing an evasion chance robe, I'd be so screwed right now. I think we got this all handled. Well, yes, I will take sturdy wooden easel. And that is about the most helpful thing there. I mean, aside from, of course, the unicorn tail, but I mean, you don't gotta tell me how good that item is. Alright. Dice of the Nemesis coming through in a pinch. Well, at least he's not summoning Null Flash agents up the wazoo. I'm telling you, guard and evasion are making this run work. There, just got to ignore him that time. Alright, we somehow made it. I'm a little surprised myself. I really stunk up in the middle of that run. Couldn't possibly think of a reason why. Hashtag playing while sleepy. So thank you guys very much for watching. I think I might need to take a little power nap. But before I do that, I had promised that we were going to be doing something a little bit different for the theme run poll this week, and I was not lying. So, this week, I am actually going to propose instead of just a one-on-one, we're going to have a three-way theme run. Woo! And this week, the poll is going to revolve around goddess characters created by Nintendo. Now that sounds ultra specific until you realize that there's actually a good number of them. And the three that I want to focus on are Palutena, the goddess of light, Rosalina, the cosmic creator, and the mysterious Sothis from Fire Emblem. So, in the vein of the idea that this is a larger theme run than usual, I'm also going to let the poll run for an additional week to garner more votes, because if you have to divide all the votes in 3 directions instead of 2, it would make more sense to have, more time to consider your options. So, that having been said, get your votes in. Remember, 3 different options, 3 different goddesses. So, vote for your allegiance on the straw poll. It's going to be in the link in the description below, as will the links to my social media. And as per usual, I appreciate you guys coming and spending a good amount of time with me. It makes me feel good. Do the usual YouTube stuff to help me get noticed, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and I will be seeing you.